The lake of Shillong and the ferry which goes to Stehekin.
And where are we now?
We are in Stehekin, the best PCT trail town.
What makes it the best?
It has a great bakery and a great lake, and there's a ferry, and you can only get here by plane or boat or walking.
What do you like about Stehekin?
Delicious pastries, good swimming in the lake, friendly people.
What is it? The bridge! Cool. We are Rainy Pass, about 60 miles from the northern terminus, and we're on the Pacific Crest Trail. It's actually been a really nice change of pace from the hike I was doing earlier this year. Not having to look at the map, water everywhere, and spending time with Sprocket. Being back on the PCT feels like home in a lot of ways. It just feels welcoming. What are you doing?
The mushroom.
What's that?
It's a stretch.
Okay. Is it good?
It's wonderful. You should try it.
This is Cutthroat Pass. Me and Sprocket are doing about a 110-mile section of the PCT as a warm-up before we go off and do the Great Divide Trail. So the northernmost 110 miles, roughly, from Stehekin to Canada back to Mazama. Cutthroat Pass is one of the last obstacles for a PCT thru hiker, because from here onwards, though you're up in the high mountains of Washington, a very, very remote area, there's just not much left to do except walk and enjoy. So last year, 2022, I thru hiked the Pacific Crest Trail. I had a continuous footpath from Mexico to Canada, 2,653 miles. But sometimes the trail and the weather has a different idea of what's going to happen, what your fate may be. So a lot of hikers had to deal with wildfires. Wildfires on wildfires on wildfires all throughout Northern California, Oregon, and Washington. So many hikers hiked very, very far. Sprocket hiked something like 2,600 miles and then wasn't able to proceed to finish the last 53. She got stopped at Rainy Pass because of fires and wasn't able to do this section to see the monument and to complete her hike. So partly we are out here because this is just one of the best sections of the PCT. Partly we're out here as a warm-up for the Great Divide Trail. But a very large part, and probably the biggest part of why we are doing this section, is to come back and finish what Sprocket had started. This section is a very, very special one. And in particular, this last 30 miles where we are, north of Harts Pass, the final road you will cross on the Pacific Crest Trail. This is a section a lot of hikers have cried all the way through. This is a section that, has brought a lot of joy and happiness, sadness that it is over. This is the final stretch of the PCT. It's almost like a religious experience coming out here. And even more so, being here at the end of your thru hike. For me, when I was here, this was almost an out-of-body experience. This entire 30 miles from Harts Pass to the border, and then 30 miles all the way back to Harts Pass. I remember these spots so vividly, and yet in the moment, it was like I wasn't even in myself. I was just moving along, being carried by the wind all the way to Canada. So right now we have about 24 or so miles to the Canadian border, and I would say we'd be done then, but we gotta hike it back to that road. So 24 miles to the border, and then 30 miles back to Harts Pass, where we will be finished. It's been a wonderful section. What that line is? Canada. You've made it. You made it, Joe.
Hey, well done.
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
I don't know. He's pretty good.
You just got low on the line.
What does it mean low?
You can't go low. You can't go low.
I mean, you
cannot
didn't
go low.
give any directions, so I did both.
Okay, thanks.